All right, you guys, welcome to your last Fire Up Ambassador webinar until I move to Missouri. So this is a special treat for you guys because we have two amazing fitness professionals from the East Side representing. We've got Denise and Tatiana, who are not only Commit Master trainers, but they are servant leaders. They're all about serving their community and even extending beyond fitness and helping out in their communities. This is an amazing treat because they are going to be teaching you and giving you tools, tips, resources, and golden nuggets on how to put together an outdoor fitness event and how to create that outdoor experience for your participants. You know, with what's happened with the pandemic, a lot of us have had to pivot in the fitness industry and continue to think outside the box and think of other ways that we can serve our members, our participants, and our community versus thinking you could only do this in a fitness facility or fitness studio or big box gym. And so I've been watching Denise and Tatiana. I guess I talked to Denise and I've given her some tips and tools and resources, but she took that, you guys, this is all them. They just took some of the things that I shared with them and they just blew it out the park. And I love seeing them post on social media and their videos and the collaboration that they've done with other Commit instructors in their community. So it's not just about them, it's this team, it's this tribe that they've created. And that's very comparable to Fire Up. So I was like, yes, they are doing it. So without further ado, I want you girls to introduce yourselves first, share a little bit about yourself, and you guys take notes, but don't worry, really stay engaged. Really stay engaged during this webinar. Turn off all the outside noises, turn off your phone, lock yourself in your bathroom if you need to. And no matter what, this is going to be recorded so you can always watch the playback. And then lastly, remember that knowledge is power, but sharing is caring. So when you guys get this recording later on, I'm going to send you guys a link. Make sure you share this on your social media pages and share this with fellow fitness professionals too, because we can all learn something. ABL, always be learning. So without further ado, I'm going to pass the baton over to Denise and Tatiana. Welcome, ladies. And
thank you for having us. Thank you. Awesome. So I'm going to share the screen because who we are is part of our intro and all that good stuff that we put together on our PowerPoint. So let me do this. Let's make sure. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Can you all see that? Okay. We have a lot going on in the background. That's okay. And we're playing with the internet, so let's see how it goes.
It looks good. You look good on this end.
I kind of wanted to start with that to get us going. All right, so who are we? I'll let you go first.
All right, well first, Nina, thank you so much for having us and even asking us for this opportunity. It is definitely an opportunity for us, something we have not done yet, and very excited to get comfortable with being uncomfortable with you guys here today. My name is Denise Hickman. You guys know me. I've been in the fitness game for about 10 years now, multiple formats, but right now I am with Commit Dance Fitness. I am a trainer as well as part of the creative team for Arizona, and we also do choreo scene presentations. So that's who I am, and I am so excited today to share these keys that we have for you guys today. I believe that once you guys get this information, it's going to be so easy for you to flip it and be out here teaching these outdoor events.
I'm Tatiana Ward. Been teaching since probably 2011. Again, a couple of different formats. We seem to tag team along the way somehow, connected the universe. I'm also a social worker by day in an elementary school district, so I love that. So fitness is just like my calming, my downtime from all of the stress and social emotional issues of our kids today. So we are excited. Nina, again, thank you for this. Like Denise said, we have presented as choreo team members, and we have done some small things, but this is our first. We're going to put this on our resume. Like, we got to speak in front of people and make it all like official. So thank you for having us, and we feel like you will walk away with something beneficial for you. So again, thank you for having us. So the keys to success on how to create an outdoor experience. I'm going to start with the who of all this, the first key. It's all about you to start, right? The instructor. Your image and your character help to bring about all of this. That is your biggest selling point. So what have you done in your past? What have people seen you do? You need something that's going to draw them, and your character is something that pulls people. If you're out and you're, making negative comments about other people on social media, if they've seen negative interactions in the gym when you've been teaching, those kinds of things could turn people off and hence not make that step towards coming to you outside of the gym. So that's one of the things that we feel is really important.
Right. And with that being said, I think about it like this. If you were to walk into somewhere, actually this happened to me. I went to a gym on another side of town, didn't know anybody, only knew the instructor, and I was made to feel like a fish in the desert. And it seemed cliquish. It didn't seem like a positive group that was welcoming and wanted me to be there. It seemed very cliquish, and it made me feel like I didn't belong. And when you apply that into creating an outdoor fitness event, who's going to want to come to your event if they know you're only going to be with a group of people that make people feel unwanted, or at least give that across? So that's also something I think is very important to keep in mind with your image and your character. That is your brand. That is where it starts.
Right. So be mindful of what you're putting out on social media. It's fine to share about things and your opinions. However, when that comes to insulting someone else's character and you're giving names to that can come back to bite you in the end. So just be very mindful of what you're putting out there so people see what you're all about. Okay. Denise came up with this.
Your other who.
The other who.
It's got to be the participants. This should be your why also. You're doing this for somebody. You're doing it to be an inspiration for someone who may be having a bad day. You may be an inspiration for someone that's trying to get somewhere physically, right? But we know there's many benefits to what we do. So our participants are our reason why what we do, because without them, there would be no need to do what we do, right?
Right.
And our participants range age, background, health,
ethnicity, health,
abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So we also want to consider that in what we're presenting out in our outdoor fitness class. We could be speaking to young people, the elderly, again, people with disabilities. So we want to keep that in mind when we're looking for a spot, a time. Those are kind of things that you definitely want to consider.
Right, I want to add to that because someone just told us recently that, kind of piggybacking on your earlier statement, coming to our class has helped prove to herself that she could do more than what she was told she could do. Other instructors had told her she could not ever teach, that she would not, that she had so many things to work on. So she was just kind of student bound, to say the least, but she actually taught, and she did an amazing job, and she attributed that to us. We told her it's her because she's the one who has to go out and do that, of course, but
The environment,
the cultivating, us telling her and everybody else that they're our why, that's why we go out there, that gave her that strength and that courage to do that. So your participants should always be at the forefront. Okay. My keys are in the way up there. What, right? This is more than just an experience. So you're creating a network, right? Do you want to touch on that? I'll touch on the next one.
Okay. We're creating a network. We have business owners that are a part of our network. We are, it's actually a community within our community, right? Mm-hmm. What we've created is more than just a fitness class. We check on each other. We lift each other up when need be. We fellowship with each other. It is not just the 1 hour every Saturday that we provide. It is a caring, mutual, back and forth situation between our participants and us. Many of our participants come, especially right now, because they want some human interaction, even if it is 6 feet away, right? And so, yes, people do come for the physical, but the experience that we create, it is like a family. And if you had a hard week, you want to go and embrace your family. So when I say we're creating a network, the people that have businesses in our group actually support each other through these hard times. Small business supporting small business, right? So they've created networking situations. They have created relationships outside of coming to class with us. So I really do feel like we've created another community within our whole fitness community.
Right. Very positive supporting. And that's kind of what she touched on there. It's more than just about fitness. It's about mental health. It's about bringing people together. It's about getting people out of that isolation that they've been in for so many months and giving them what they've been craving. So we know that within our community, we can call on each other when someone is down. We've had a few deaths. We've had some people in the hospital. So this is safe enough that we've created a safe enough environment so that people feel comfortable knowing that this is more than just dance fitness. This is more than just commit. It's above that. So making sure that you give that experience is going to keep people returning to your class. It's going to make them feel like you're giving them something more than what they even bargained for.
Okay. Giving back to the community. We all, I think everyone on this call has been very vocal and very present in our community with our fundraisers and supporting, especially recently, the Imagine Me Foundation. But it is more than just fundraising. When we say giving back, we are listening ears for our community, whatever that may be. And we stand up when people may not be able to speak up for themselves at times. And we do this as a group, as a community. So again, it's creating that feeling that we are a family, that you can leave your fears and your cares at the door, that you know when you get with us, we got you. And it is it doesn't happen overnight. It happens over time. But if you are genuine, which is what we said in the very beginning, your character speaks volumes, and it will draw people to you if you are genuine with it.
Right. Giving back it means so much. Showing that respect, giving that extra time after class, getting that time before class, hanging out a little bit, maybe doing something after class. Sending a checkup. I know we're good for how you doing, quick messages to people throughout the week on a weekly basis, just to touch base to see how they're doing. That draws people back to you, staying in touch and staying in communication. So those are just ways that we give back, which keep people returning again, as I stated. So creating more opportunities.
Creating more opportunities for yourself. So within creating this network of people, it has allowed us to gain more opportunities as well. So we're going to talk a little bit later on how we came upon where we are right now teaching, but it is all because of the networking that happens in our community. When they know that we need a location, a sponsor, whatever it is, if we put it out to our community, somebody knows somebody if they can't help us themselves. So again, it just keeps going forward. The opportunities just keep coming. So I feel like it's a win-win.
It is. We've been asked to go, we've done classes at, was the Maricopa Health Department. We've been asked to do that from a member. We've gone to schools to support them. We've been asked by some high school cheerleaders to come and do things with them to promote. That just hasn't kind of come to fruition yet, but hopefully we'll make that happen. But just knowing that we have people to call on when we run or fall short on something, that there are enough people within our community that are willing to step up and say, hey, let me talk to this person. I think we might be able to get you here. Or, hey, let me talk to this person. This location might be an even better spot down the road. So the experience helps to create all that.
Right.
So why now? It's the perfect opportunity. When we look at the current state of gyms are closed, or they were, but they're opening up now, but on such a reduced capacity. You can have only so many in a fitness class. And for some, that's great. Teaching to, 5 to 12 people, that's great. For some, they really want more of a bigger atmosphere, that energy that's created with more people, being able to support more people because they can't all get to the gym at that time for those 12 spots. All those things are issues. So until we get back to normal, whatever that may be, having an outdoor experience is the perfect segue or the perfect side job to make that dream happen for a lot of people who can't get back into the gym. There's time constraints from working. You have to sign up ahead of time. Just some things that people aren't as comfortable with, wearing a mask, so those things are hard for some people. So that is why people are looking at other opportunities to do something else. Right.
So like you said, people are not ready to go into the gyms, but they still want to work out, right? We know, again, there's benefits, not just physical. There are mental benefits to fitness and movement. As instructors, we definitely want to stay on the top of our craft. So that's another reason why you need to keep yourself sharp. So if you do go back into a gym, you're ready for that. As an instructor, you absolutely want to keep practicing and stay on top of your craft. That is very important to do now in preparation for your outdoor fitness event and still during your outdoor fitness event. If you are only talking about doing this once a week right now, you still need to be able to be active the rest of the week, right? Because you want to be able to give your participants the best experience that they can have.
Right. Just because you're not in the gym does not mean that you are not going 150% full out on whatever surface that might be that you find. They are expecting the same thing that they got in the gym, so you want to give them that experience outside. Like Denise said, that ambivalence, people are just unsure. Is it going to be the same outside as it was inside? Are they going to do the same things? Can they play the same songs? Can we do the same exercises? Those are all things that cause people to kind of think and question, but this is a great time for you to show them that they can. Outside is just another location, and you can probably do even greater things. Allow for greater space, greater people, blast your music a little bit louder, depending on, we'll get to that a little bit later, but yeah. So when she's talking about personal growth, you need to keep training. You need to be in shape. It's hot right now outside. So considering that, you always, like she said, want to stay at the top of your game. Some things to consider. All right. Location.
This is the number one on the list to consider. So when we say location, we are saying, are you going to go into a park? Is it a semi-outdoor location, meaning is it a garage that has open doors on the side? Is it a sponsored business? Are you on concrete? Is it a studio space that you're renting? Because at some point, you will be going inside, maybe. So at that point, that's also something to consider. So when you think of location, you also want to keep in mind what is going to work best for your participants location-wise. So if you know you already have a following, like Teresa, you told me that you already have a group, if you know that people in your group would have issues with the impact on concrete, you definitely want to try and stay away from a company-sponsored spot, because that's going to be mostly concrete. You want to stay away from a parking lot, okay? But you can go to the park. You can go on a soccer field. You can even try the basketball court, because the one by us that we looked into, it wasn't as hard as the concrete. Where we are now, we're on tile. However, it is the impact that we put on our joints doesn't seem to be an issue at this time. And we've been doing this now for 4 months.
Right.
So when you look at the location, you want to consider, is it a shaded space for you? Are your participants going to be able to have shade? Are you as the instructor going to be able to have shade? Because I feel like this is very important too. We know as the instructor, whatever you do, you have to give 150% if you want them to give 50 to 75%, let's be honest. So if you're going to be outdoor and you're going to be directly in the sun, that's not going to be a good look, especially if you're going to do it around 10 o'clock in the morning. If you're thinking of 4:30 in the afternoon right now, where these temperatures are 100 degrees, definitely want to consider shade, or even somewhere that would have misters on you, because you definitely will be going harder than you're used to doing it right now, right?
Scheduling, that's so important. It's not about necessarily what works best for you, but what's going to get you the most bang for your buck, right? What times of days can your students come? What day of the week works best? Is it morning? Is it afternoon? Is it midweek? Is it the weekends? Really finding out or ascertaining what works for them is what's ultimately going to be the best for you. So scheduling, people are working, people are going back to work, schooling kids at home all day, that's an issue. We just bit the bullet. She's an early person, so we're up. We're teaching our class at 6:15 in the morning on Saturday and Sunday, but it's sold out every weekend because people were just craving that. And it's a good time because it's nice outside. It's not 100 degrees yet.
It's
so
84 degrees when we're working out.
Yeah, so that works for us and it works for them. And we asked them ahead of time if that was something that they could do. So scheduling, ask your participants. They would be the best people to tell you what they need and what they can do.
Right. City guidelines and laws. So based on the location that you choose, whether it's a park or just a business parking lot somewhere in the city, you definitely want to check on your guidelines, your noise ordinances, and the laws.
Yeah.
Now, where we teach, we are in a commercial area. However, not too far away is residential area. There are two different allowances for noise based on those two categories. So we did have the police called on us one time for the noise, and they came out, and really nothing happened because it was toward the end of the class, and the police just watched for about 10 minutes and then they left. So that prompted us to go immediately to the police station. How many times did we go?
We went 2 or 3 times to the police station just to cover ourselves.
We printed out the noise ordinance.
Yeah.
We asked them to explain it because sometimes verbiage gets confusing. And the officer, two different officers explained it 2 different ways to us. So we went back the 3rd time just to make sure that what we are doing is lawful. And we don't want to we don't want to cause any problems for the people in the residential area either, because they have a right to sleep at 6:15 in the morning. However, when we figured out that we were being lawful, we are here to cater to our 50+ participants that need this workout from us. So do your research.
Yeah.
Don't go into a park or rent a space in a park and think that you could just blast music, because 9 times out of 10, the police may not bother you, but it'll be that 10th time that someone will get annoyed at your music or something that you're playing, and they'll call on you, and you can get fined. I have a friend that works for the city of Tempe, city of Chandler, Tumbleweed Park, and she let me know that she has seen on 2 different weekends in the last 3 months that they were ticketing people that were out there playing their music and running fitness classes because they did not have a permit to do it. Usually the police don't have time to do that, but they will. So you want to be lawful, and you want to make sure that you have checked every box. And we're going to give you that checklist at the end.
So do your homework and go to your city's government website, and you can pull up the noise ordinances. You can pull up all those allowances, and you can see based on location what the decibel maximum is, what the minimum is, what time the noise guidance ends. Like, does it end at 6:30 in the morning? Does it end at 5:30 in the morning? How long does it stay till 10 p.m. at night? So Gilbert may be different from Mesa, may be different from Surprise, may be different from, you know.
And it is, just because we've looked at 3 cities, and all 3 cities have different, So
stay ahead of that. Equipment, be prepared, right? We are very lucky. Well, no, I'm not going to say we don't need a lot. You do need a lot. What format are you teaching? Do you need to get on the ground? Do they need a mat? Do you need weights? Do you need options if you don't have weights for people who come out there? Do you need a speaker system? Do you need lighting? Do you need fans? Do you need tables to set things on? Do you need chairs? Do you need a bucket of water bottles for people who get hot? There's so many things to consider when you're teaching outside. So make sure that you're thinking of everything when keeping your participants safe and when conducting a class. Usually in a gym, we don't have to worry about that. There's bathrooms, there's water fountains, people bring their water bottles sometimes. It's cool.
the equipment is there.
The equipment is there, right? If depending on what format you're teaching, you need to make sure that you have what you need out there. You need to be prepared. Do not go out and teach a class and say, oh, I forgot this, so we can't do this. Make sure ahead of time that you're prepared for that. Okay.
So again, the fees and the permits. So we know that the parks charge fees. You do need a permit in some of the parks that you don't. However, if you're holding a class of a certain size, you're going to pay double, because now it's considered a business license that you would need. But again, if you go on your city's website and look under parks, community parks, all of that should be spelled out for you. Even if okay, so for me, I looked on Gilbert and it told me some fees, and I went ahead and did the paperwork. And when they realized how many people we were talking about, they called to tell me, no, it would be double the price because it would be a business permit. That information was not on the website. So call the number before you go ahead and start processing paperwork that's required, which we'll get into that in a minute.
Yes, you can also look at schools. Some schools are closed, their campuses, but some are open and they're willing to let you use their soccer fields. We've asked about basketball courts, track fields, and things like that. Not too keen on using the track fields because there are club events going on still, but soccer fields are free to use. They are even willing to have someone on site just to keep the bathrooms open, but there is a fee for that. So look at each district and go to services or facilities or call administration and they'll connect you with those people, and you'll be able to go to a website and see what those fees are as well, because there are different categories for that too.
So you guys, what we do is a class 4.
Yes.
Just because that looked the other way.
Right.
So we would be considered class 4. So the fees associated with that under class 4 would be applied to you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yes. When you're looking at a park, permits, again, also be thinking if you're doing a park, their maintenance time. When is the irrigation going to happen? You would hate to be doing class and have something come on. So when you're checking on those permits and fees, ask those questions. Ask those questions. It's very important.
Another thing, neighborhood parks. I would stay, if you are playing music, and you're going to do it in the morning, I would stay away from that because of residential houses around. And like I said, 9 times out of 10, they probably will call and complain on you. And it's just a disruption that you don't want for your event.
Right, right. That's why it's important to look up those noise ordinances.
Right.
They will help you. Your fees for service. What makes sense to you? What do you want to charge people? Do you want to charge people? It's all about what you want for your business. Do you start out free and then add? Do you start with a lower price and then increase? I feel like Nina has said this before. A couple people have said this before. Make sure to know your worth, though, in all of this, and make sure that you're getting paid for services rendered. You are teaching, and so it's a business and you should be expected to be paid. So consider what you want, consider something that's appropriate that you would have them pay, and just think about that. Are you working with more than one person? Is it just you? Is it a couple? Are you splitting fees? All those things you want to keep in mind, because it's now your business and you need to operate it and you need to be paid for it.
And if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense,
Yeah.
right? The end of the day.
Right.
So once you consider what your fees are going to be, your payment options, especially right now with COVID, do you want to accept cash from people? Are you going to accept Cash App, Venmo? There's so many different ways to pay. What we have found is sticking to one works best, because trying to manage a bunch of different payment options just gets confusing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just more time that's taking away from you. So we use Cash App. It doesn't really matter which one you use. The reason why I like to use Cash App is because when we have new people that come and I send them a link, you get free money just for signing up on Cash App. So it's like they're getting the class for free. And that's what I always say. When they say, do you have Venmo? I don't, but I do have Cash App. And when you sign up, you're going to get $5 just for signing up, and your first class is free. So that's always a great intro too. Like, okay, I'm not sure if I want to try the class, but it's free, so I'm going to try the class. And then you hook them in and they'll pay you whatever you want.
All right.
Okay, you guys,
Big one.
the how.
Be prepared. Success is where preparation and opportunity meet. So, instructor insurance, you got to have it. If you don't, get it. Some places like the schools, they require it. And sometimes it's 500, right? 500,000.
500,000.
Sometimes it's $1 million for liability insurance. So people can get hurt on your watch. You want to make sure that you have insurance, liability insurance, so that you're covered and that you can assist them. Okay, very important. There's a couple. Yours is better, I think.
I use K&K, which is fitness insurance.
Right, right.
But what I have found with the insurance, so if you definitely, if you're going to go into any city facility, outdoor facility, a park, the school route that Tatiana was telling, you have to have your insurance.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have usually $1 million, at least $1 million worth of coverage.
Yeah.
And you have to have them added to a certificate, and they have to see it. So some cities require, one city I found required $500,000. Every other city that I have called around about, and it's only been in the East Valley, required at least $1 million of coverage. It's the same thing with the school district that we looked into. Mm-hmm. I wanted to touch on that. With the school, if you go through the school district, their fees for the basketball court, it was about $21 for the hour. So just to give you an idea of how much, I believe the parks were like $8. Okay, just gives you an idea. But again, you've got to have that coverage, and you have to have them added on to your certificate of insurance.
Right. I have State Farm just because it's all lumped into so many other things that my family has. And mine is $1 million. So we can kind of go back and forth on what we need depending upon the location. So, but we are covered. We are covered for every event, wherever we go, we are covered.
Right.
So that's important. Waiver. This is all Denise because she handles this for us.
So our waiver, especially right now, you must have a COVID-19 clause in your waiver just to cover yourself even more.
Mm-hmm.
You can Google a COVID-19 waiver, actually, just so you know. And you can take that verbiage and you can add it onto the waiver that I know that Nina has already provided you guys with, or has encouraged you guys or coached you all to have. I would just add that onto your waiver. How are you going to do your waiver at your outdoor fitness event? Okay, again, we talked about the COVID-19. I call it the COVID-19 plan, because what we have right now is a system. I have a custom program made for us where it's on my computer, it's on a tablet. So when people come in, their names are already loaded. All they have to do is tap on their name once they get sanitizer, which is a sign posted that says, use the sanitizer first.
Mm-hmm.
They use the sanitizer, they click on their name that's on this. I wish I could show you guys. Let me see. Can we? Not sure how it's gonna work. Can you guys see this? See if I can pull it up. I'm gonna go to Saturday. Okay, so basically, let me see how cool. This is from a class a few Saturdays ago. So this program, once we payment, it went away. Once we get payment from people through Cash App, I load their name onto our program, and it pulls them onto this main screen. Green means these people already came and they checked in. The people that are in white have not checked in yet. So I'm going to just use one of these people in white and act like there's a new person checking in. So once I click on that name, our waiver pops up electronically. The COVID-19 waiver is attached at the bottom of it. You cannot hit the accept button on this waiver until you scroll all the way down to prove to me that you acknowledge that you saw every part of this waiver. And then I know it's kind of crazy, but there's an accept button at the bottom. Once they're accepted, they go to green and they're checked in and they're ready to go. We can retain this information, see how many people we had, see who paid and checked in and did not come. So that's what I love about it. Prior to us having this program, and I know it's not easy to do something like that, my husband made this program for us. Prior to that, we had a Google Doc form, and it was the waiver. And once we got a Cash App, we would email that out to someone, and we would require them to send it back to us before class started, because we didn't want to touch anything at that time. But we just found out that this way on the computer is so much quicker and so much easier, and it's such less of a headache for the person that has to track people down and make sure that you have waivers before your class starts.
Right.
So if you can, now there is also on the iPad, it is called One Touch. It's an app. And basically it's a check-in app. So we tried that as well. The only thing is I haven't found a way that you can load your waiver. So we actually had the waiver physically at the table, and then we had the iPad next to it. And I had to have our manager sit there and make sure that everyone acknowledged that they read our waiver, because we are super safe about this liability. So I actually had somebody. That takes time as well. Your class is starting. You don't have time to do that. Lucky enough for us that we have my daughter, and she'll do what I tell her to do. But she takes on that responsibility, and she takes it seriously. Yeah. So that's how you, also something you want to think about. How are you going to get your waiver signed and in your possession before your class starts? What is the best hands-free way to handle that? So that is just something else that you want to think about. So again, with the COVID-19 plan, we have the check-in, we have the payment in advance, electronic payment only. We do not accept any cash, any payments at the time of the event. Sanitizer. We also have our COVID-19 signs posted. Stop. If you are feeling ill, please do not enter. They are posted around as well. Yep. Just anything that you can think of that can limit your liability. And as long as your participants know, especially with this COVID thing, that there is a possibility that being around people, even though we are providing you with 6 feet, we're not liable for that.
No.
So please take that part very, very seriously.
Mm-hmm. Marketing. There's so much to marketing.
Yeah, it really is.
Social media, word of mouth, old school flyers, going into businesses, telling a friend, telling your husband so your husband can tell a friend. We market so much for class that it's not funny. Denise markets so much. I'm just joining the train. Instagram, Facebook.
We're jumping down to TikTok now with silly TikToks. I mean, yes. I don't know what TikTok is, but hey, if it's going to bring somebody over to my class, I'll TikTok it all night, right?
Right. It's just important to get your name out there. Have those hashtags that are going to make people come to your page. Somebody from anywhere can see that. We have people who have liked our Instagram pages and who've asked about classes. They don't know us. They just saw the workout. They may have seen a video. It looks interesting, so they want to try it out. Put yourself out there. Put pictures of yourself out there. Put pictures of what you're doing out there. Put videos of yourself out there, engaged in the format that you're doing. If you're working with people, it's fun to make videos. We do them all the time. And I think although our manager hates it, everybody else has fun with it, right? It's a draw, right? You're just trying to draw people. So your outdoor experience will be successful for a few reasons. One, because you're marketing. There's people walking by all the time. We had 2 people come to class today, well, not come to class, but came to the table, and they asked for our Facebook page because they want to come back to class as a husband and wife. It looks so fun. So that's another plus to being outside. Anybody can come by and just see what's happening and then want to join, right? So be prepared for that. But the marketing piece is really what's going to set your class off. So make sure that you're not afraid, like I was, to get out there and be seen and be visible. Show your craft. You're amazing at it. Other people should see that too. So let them see your gear. Let them hear the music that you're playing. Let them see you engaged in the exercise that you're doing. Make it worth their while. Anything else on that one?
Hashtag like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
The power of hashtags are insane. Where we started teaching at, we had never taught in that area before. Yes, we did have some people that followed us to where we were, but it was from me hashtagging Gilbert, Tempe, Mesa. We've never taught in those cities before. We teach at Gilbert Town Square. I did Gilbert Fitness. Any hashtag that I could find that made sense to what we were doing, I went on a frenzy with. I did that when we were also in our studio. Before we did the outdoor, we broke into a brand new area. Nobody knew us. And I'm telling you, if we didn't double our participants in that studio just from doing that, from the marketing, it goes such a long way. It really, really does.
And also involve the people who want to come to your class. The people that you already know are going to come. Part of marketing is getting their feedback. Again, with the day and time, put some polls out there. See what they're interested in. Gauge them. What do you think is going to work best?
I'm going to tell you.
Form a group. What day? What time? Do you think this will work? Get answers from the people who you know are already going to be there. That is part of your marketing strategy too, because then they will let other people know about what's going on. And they will ask them, well, what do you think about? I'm thinking about doing this class at this time. Would you come? Consider all of those things when it comes to marketing. It's your brand.
That's right.
What makes us successful?
Yeah.
And successful not by, egos, but what makes our classes sell out? We are loyal and committed to what we do. We are engaged in Commit Dance Fitness in some way, shape, or form all of the time.
Every single day.
Yes. And people can see that and they can feel that. And we're loyal to the people who come. So when I talk about that, I think before I move on to the next one, so the loyal and committed kind of goes with the communication. We have put polls out to our students. What's going to work for you? Would you want us to do another class? Should we do a Sunday class and not just Saturday? Would you come at the same time? Would you rather have a Wednesday? Should we skip a week because we're going to have a master class on this day instead? Because, would you come if we charged this amount? We are very open with them, and they are very honest with us. It can be like, well, heck yeah, we're going to come, or I don't know if I would pay that. They're honest. They put it out and we receive it because we're a family.
It's mutual, right?
It is. So we communicate often with our participants.
Our participants are our priority. So along with the loyal and committed, our participants are also loyal. So because of that, the way we work our event in this time, we have a private group. When I first began marketing for us, I was putting it out in the public. Hey, we're doing classes on the weekend. we want to be loyal to the people that are loyal to us first, and then put it out for whoever wants to try what we're doing. So what we did is we created a private group to the people that came consistently for 4 weeks, 5 weeks at a time. In our private group, they get the first chance to get their spot for our class each week. If we do not sell out, then we will open it up to the public. And I feel like in doing that, it gains their respect. They know that we have care and concern for them, and that we want them in our class, and that they are important to us, and they deserve it. Yeah. They deserve to get that chance to get to our class before someone who's never tried it. Yes, we want someone who's never tried it before to come, but right now, because we have to keep our numbers at 50 people or less, we want to love on the people that love on us. Mm-hmm. So creating that private group also keeps the people out that just want to know what you're doing and don't really want to support you at the time. They just want to have eyes on what you're doing. So, and that is, I'm just being, transparent right now. Everything we do in our group, our themes, our parties, we get our group excited. We promote each other in our group. I feel like that is one of the biggest keys to why our events are successful every week. They feel like we put them first, and we do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had someone selling things. He has a business. I swear he walked away with $200 after class last week.
One time, Malcolm with his juice. One time I said, hey, post it in the group. And I mean, he may have sold out that day. Yeah. We have another person that makes waist beads. Okay. Yeah. Once every 3 weeks, I'm saying, hey, if you have a business, drop it here. We have someone who cleans houses for a living. So we just want to keep supporting each other and getting each other through these tough times. But again, all of that comes back to you. It really does. They love on you and you love on them.
We also do raffles. We have fun color themes most weeks. We just come up with some random ideas just to keep class fun and fresh. And it keeps people coming back because they have so much more buy-in. We do things outside of our group together. There's other fitness formats that people belong to. There's other fitness challenges that people want to do. So it's really a tight-knit family. It's not just about that dance fitness moment we talked about earlier. It's about all the things that you do afterwards too. That's that draw. That's what keeps them coming back. Okay. We didn't mention Not Your Typical Deli. You should say that.
No, we didn't.
So Not Your Typical Deli is who sponsors us. An amazing family, Vanessa Luna. That's the word of mouth, right? She was a student.
She was a student, and the gym's closed, and she was needing a workout, and she was getting depressed and overweight, and she hit us up and was like, hey, when you guys teaching again? When can we get you teach again? We don't have a spot, Vanessa. I have a spot for you. Let me ask and see if we can do it. So she hooked us up with a property management company they were just so sweet. And as long as we added them to the waiver, right? So that's another thing to consider. If you're being sponsored by a business, you're going to have to add them to the waiver, and you're going to want to add them to the waiver as well. But usually if you're in a strip mall, a business in a strip mall, you have to go through that property management company, not just the business in there. But they were gracious enough. We added them to the waiver, and we were able to make it happen. And the only issue we had was the one time someone called about the noise. And it wasn't the sound of our speaker, believe it or not. It was the sound of us clapping our hands and saying, hey. So, but I mean, there's an echo where we teach, I don't think it was crazy, but I like to hey. So, but yeah. One of the most recent things we did was we had all the participants learn a video, learn a choreography, and we videoed it and we put it out there on social media. They were so excited to do it, so excited to film it. They're still talking about it. When can we do the next one? It didn't cost us anything to do it. It was a buy-in, an immediate buy-in. So you always want to look for those little things. TikTok is a big, easy way to buy in. You can just be silly for 5 seconds with your participants, and it goes a really, really long way.
Yeah. And then the additional opportunities we spoke about, those are just those other fitness gains outside of class, going to lunch, going to dinner, getting together at someone's house, safely, of course. Just all those things that make you more than just the fitness instructor, but makes you a human person who has those same feelings and emotions that your students do, and who crave those same opportunities that your students do. They don't need to ever feel like you're above them. You are equal. You are not untouchable. You are not immune from the things that they go through. So I think we are very open in that respect to the hardships with COVID, depression, the social isolation, the gaining weight. It's all very real, and we can talk about it amongst our class. But that makes us reachable. That makes us human. And I think being personable also is what makes us successful.
Part of your character.
Yeah.
Part of your character.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do we have here?
What do we have here?
I don't know.
You will see some of our themes incorporated
True.
in some of these. You'll also find people who like filming and videotaping for you when you don't even know it. The different one. That's a green day. A blue day.
We can't see it.
Beach day.
Beach day, yeah.
It's still showing your screen.
So I would love to point out to you guys that these are not recorded commercials. Okay, this is someone that's capturing what's happening during class while we're there. So those smiles, and if you can feel that energy from what you're watching, that is just naturally created in the event. So please take that away from that what you put out creates that energy in your environment.
Right. And if you are blessed to find someone who likes to capture that in your class, that is another marketing tool. We get so many hits from putting out these videos that we don't even think about creating for ourselves, but someone else does. That is also another draw for our class. So if you don't have someone like that, get a friend to say, hey, can you take some pictures? Can you take some videos and put a clip together, 30 seconds to a minute, that shows how fun your class is and why they should be there with you doing it.
Right. But once you create this event, you will get someone in your network that can help you out with these kind of things. We never dreamed that we would have these type of things going on. And it's just about someone who, it brings her a lot of joy, and that's what she does by trade, and she puts these things together for us. So we're blessed to have her be part of our community.
She's amazing. All right, so here's the checklist. Insurance. Location, and figuring out all the ins and outs of those locations. What's going to work for you? Your waiver and payment and your check-in system is huge, huge. Your equipment, what are you going to need? Backup plan if you don't have it. Your time in your day. Strategies, what do you do to put yourselves out there so that you want to come? Whatever you put out there, follow up and follow through. If you say you're going to do something, if you say you're going to have an outdoor class and it's coming, even if 2 people show up, do not stop. Keep going. People are going to get it. They're going to come and they're going to figure out, why have I waited so long to come to this class? Don't start something and figure just because you don't have it popping like you want to that first week to just throw it all away and give it up. People are craving this. People need your presence. So give that to them.
I think a great challenge is to write some goals. Give yourself a 1-week goal, whether it's find a location, whether it's look into your insurance. Give yourself a 2-week goal. Have a goal by this date, I will have my first fitness event. And then find some dates in between them, set up these different things on the checklist to make it happen. That's the only way that you guys are going to get it started, is to put it into action. A lot of the information, simply going on Google, it really, really is. The feeling, the energy, the vibe, that is something that you guys already have. It's not something that we can tell you how to create. It's in your character. But all of these other things that it takes to create a successful event, it's just putting in some time and doing some work on it.
And asking the people closest to you, because they're going to support you. They're going to support you no matter what.
Right.
So keep them in mind every step of the way. Right? All right.
Anybody have any questions?
Stop sharing this. Any questions?
I don't have any questions. I just wanted to thank you guys for sharing this. I had a list that I already started, so I got to add some other nuggets to the list, and I'm very excited. I'm working on a workout for EDM. I'm going to have pop-up classes at Everyday Nutrition, and then, like Nina said, with the Fire Up Ambassadors, we're working at some parks. So I added some other stuff that I didn't think about to ask the park people. So I'll be on that tomorrow.
Awesome.
That is awesome,
Yay.
Teresa. If you have any questions or if you need anything, girl, you know, let us know.
Okay.
I am excited. I'll be looking on social media for that flyer, sister.
September 1st, I'm dropping the EDM flyer. The first class will be on the 18th. It'll be every third Saturday at Everyday Nutrition.
Every third Saturday?
From now until December, or from September to December at 10 o'clock.
Okay. We can do. Well, congratulations on finding that spot and getting in there and starting it up. I applaud you for that.
Thank you. I reached out to Kenya, and then Hilda had the lady's number, and I picked up the phone, left her a message. She took 2 days to call me back, but she gave me the rundown, and I told her to sign me up. Let's do it.
Awesome. Awesome. We will we'll share it when you post it.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which is actually, that was another key that we didn't add. Cross promoting in other formats, okay? We are a community within a community within a community. You know what I mean? So I feel like it is super important to support each other, whether you're in commit or not.
Yeah.
If we want to see everybody win, I mean, just, it's a vibe. Again, it's a vibe that you put out. So I have no problem sharing what other people are doing. I'm excited for you. I can't wait.
And it's good just to cross-train anyway. So we don't want our participants just dancing and doing our type of hit style dance fitness. Go to EDM. Try that out. And
I always share you guys posts for all my East Valley people, because they're like, are you going to ever teach on the East Valley? And I'm like, I don't know, but try commit. And I send them in the private message.
Listen.
Sweet of you. Thank you.
You have family on this side of town. Why you guys are not doing an East Valley meets West Valley mashup? What are we doing? I'm just an idea. I have light bulbs all the time. Yeah. It's crazy. I'm like, they should be doing a mashup right now.
People will go. They will attend.
All right, we'll have to we got to add that to our list.
Yeah. Another goal. Another goal.
For sure.
You're muted. You're muted, V.
Yes, you're on mute.
I can't hear her.
We still can't hear you. That's too many devices hooked up.
I thought this was amazing. You girls did awesome. There were so many golden nuggets. I loved it. I wrote down your image and your character are your brand. I loved that. Listening with your ears. I wrote that down. Keeping yourself sharp. Hashtag it up. I loved that. And will the workout be the same? Even better. Doing it outdoors. So true. No questions, but absolutely love it.
Thank you,
B.
Well, thank you so much, Denise and Tatiana. Thank you guys for sharing all of that knowledge. Like, you really went through it. And I love it because, like you said, you want to give back and you also now want to pay it forward and teach others how to do it. That is what leadership is all about. That's what being a servant leader is all about. And I touched on this before. It's not about, oh no, I'm not going to share with you like how I've become successful, because I don't want you to try to outdo me. That's what you want to do. That's what being a great mentor and leader is all about, is when you're able to share those nuggets with others and see them elevate and do even better than you did. That's what makes me happy. So thank you.
Well, that's what you've done for me. I mean, you already know how I feel, Nina. You've mentored me. I don't know what I'm going to do, girl, but you put some seeds. You definitely put some seeds in me. So I appreciate you for that.
Keep doing it. The both of you keep doing it and keep teaching others how to do it. That's how you pay it back.
Yes, ma'am.
You guys, make sure you follow Tatiana and Denise on social media. Do me a favor, just send me your handles, your social media handles. I know I have them because I follow you guys, but I'm going to send this in a recap for the email and also for my YouTube channel. So if you guys send that to me, and you guys follow them, take their class. The best thing you can do right now is to really implement what you're being taught, take into action what was taught to you and shared with you, and now experience what they're actually showcasing and sharing with you. Right now, take it from a member perspective, a participant perspective. So now you can feel what the participants feel. And you're like, oh, this is what they were talking about.
Yes.
And now
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
All right, so I have my work headset on and I was on mute for whatever reason, but what I wanted to say was, thank you ladies so much for putting this together and just taking time to share. I'm like, just like Nina said, it's always good to share, and I am in the East Valley sometimes at least once a week. Unfortunately, I work on Sundays, but if I ever have a Sunday off, I will definitely be there. For whatever reason, I thought you guys are on the West Valley, but it's great to know, like, you know, that you guys are East. I have been following you guys, and I must say that even just watching you both virtually, I'm getting the chills saying this. I can feel your energy. Just through your eyes.
I'm gonna cry though. They don't know, Nina. I'm a crier. You guys don't know. I am a crier.
I can feel your energy through the videos, and I'm guilty. I was in a slump, right? The quarantine, the pounds, the depression, like it gets us all, right? And so I was stuck on just teaching one way. I mean, we get like that. We get that tunnel vision sometimes, and then you got to snap out of it. So I was on this mission. Right. I think I told the girls that I was staying up till like 2 or 3 in the morning, watching videos and studying, and I just couldn't sleep. And I was going one route, and then I stumbled to, you know, commit and what you guys were doing. And I saw the movement, and it was amazing. So you guys are doing a fantastic job, especially in a time like this. Just teaching live, I'm not just virtually, but in person can be scary, right? And so kudos, my hat's off to you. You guys are doing amazing, and I cannot wait to see you guys in person.
Thank you. That was so sweet. Thank you. I know, it's like so humbling. Thank you so much for that. You know, I'm just going to be very honest. This has been, for me personally, a huge work in progress. It's taken me a couple years to get, I love who I am, you guys, and it's taken me a long time to feel like that. And Commit has done it. This person right here absolutely does it and continues to do it. So surround yourself with people that elevate you. Don't surround yourself with people that give you false praise and behind your back are ready to put that dagger in. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
There is room at the table for everyone. And for anyone to think otherwise is not someone you need on your team.
Right.
Exactly.
100%. They want to see you grow if they love you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And they'll support whatever you do.
Mm-hmm.
And if you live in your truth, you feel good about yourself, you know? And so thank you. It really means a lot to hear you say that, because for me, I have gone through a personal journey of about 2 years. And for you to say that is just, and it just like hit me in my face. So thank you for that.
You're
Filling
welcome.
our buckets constantly. Thank you.
On that note, because we're not crying, thank you guys again. You ladies were awesome. You did a phenomenal job. You would not know this is your first time speaking, so you did an awesome job. Give yourself a pat on the back and celebrate.
Thank you. Yay.
Thank you guys. Make sure to share the replay and to share the YouTube link that I'm going to give you guys. And don't forget, you can sign up for Good to Great. I got to plug it because I need more of y'all to sign up. Good to Great. It is a pre-con workshop at Fitness Fest. I'll send you guys all the details. But it's help to elevate you as a fitness professional from being just an average fitness professional to being an exceptional one, and really just elevating yourself. So I'm excited about that and giving you more of my golden nuggets.
Yay, we'll take them.
We'll take them. Nina, if you send that tonight, I could add it to our Arizona Commit instructor group.
Cool.
For all
I'll do
the
that
instructors.
tonight.
Okay, great.
Thank you guys for jumping on and watching the replay. Thank you again to our guest speakers. We'll see you guys again. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.